Snowflakes, and welcome to this video. So in this video I am going to be sharing with you my whole entire college experience. So this is my last video in my back to school series I have going on my channel, and I wanted to finish it with my college experience. So you guys probably already know that I graduated in April of 2017, this year, and I graduated with my associate's degree in general studies because I wasn't really sure what I wanted to get my degree in, and I didn't want to pay money for something I wasn't sure of, so that's why I went that way. So I'll back up and I'll start at the beginning of my college experience. So I will have a video in the card section. That video is just about how I had an accident in high school where I had a concussion, which forced me to get my GED, and I did that whole entire story, so I'll have that in a card section. I think it's up here. And that will kind of explain a little bit of the backstory before this story, so I suggest going watching that first and then watching this one. So as you guys already know from that story, I had a concussion in high school and I had to get my GED. So that really changed a lot of things for me. It changed my whole entire life, obviously. But I had planned to go to UNLV just because I live in Vegas and I wanted to go to a really nice university and I wanted to have the experience of going in person. So I really wanted to go to UNLV, and I thought that by getting my concussion it was just going to be over. Like, I wasn't going to be able to go. UNLV has this thing where you can get in if you had an accident in school and that's why you got your GED and you didn't just get your GED for the fun of it. So I got some references from some of my teachers and I was getting ready to go. And my cousin at the time was going to UNLV, and he said, you should get your generals as cheap as possible. And that really got me thinking, and I was like, maybe he's right. Maybe I shouldn't go to UNLV. Maybe I should just get my generals as cheap as possible. So that had me thinking that I should go to CSN in Las Vegas Community College and get my generals. So after my concussion, it took me like a year to recover. So I had to start college really slowly. I started with one class at a time. I really had to start slowly. So my first ever experience in college was this first class I had. It was a psychology class, and the teacher was a doctor. She was like, I don't want to be rude, but she was a little crazy. She wrote her own books, and she was just a little overboard. So she put me in a class but said, I'm signing up more people than there is chairs, so you have to get here super early to get your chair, or else you're not going to be able to sit in on the class and have this class if you don't get here early enough, because once I'm out of seats I can't let any more people in. It's really cute because my cat's sitting right here listening to everything I'm saying. So I signed up for that class, and I wanted to take psychology because I've always wanted to do something in psychology. I've always wanted to be a psychologist. That was like my #1 dream for many years. I always wanted to be a psychologist. And so I took psychology first. I did it for a little bit, a few times, but with my concussion, like, I just got over a concussion. I was having migraines all the time. I had post-traumatic migraines. I had neck pain with the whiplash. I still was having problems, so I had to withdraw from that class. Very disappointed. Yeah. In between that happening and the next time I started school, I actually got married. I'll have that vlog, well, I'll have all the videos of me getting married and stuff in the card section. And so after I got married, I decided I would go back to CSN, and I only took one class, and I took psychology. I went back to CSN and I took my psychology class. So my family was planning on paying for some of my college, so they paid for that class, and they were only planning on paying like one class at a time, which would get me to graduate like a billion years from now. Anyway, so they paid for that class, and I took that psychology class, and I got the highest grade in the class. It was really exciting. It really showed me that I really love psychology, like I do. Took the one class, and my husband kept telling me about BYU, Idaho, and about how they have a pathway program. And so he used to be an advisor, so I don't know, like, I kind of had this feeling. I've been Mormon my whole life, and I kind of had this feeling that if you didn't go to seminary or you didn't do certain things that I wasn't able to do growing up, that you wouldn't be able to get in any of the BYUs. So he said you can get into BYU Idaho if you do the Pathway program. So I did the Pathway program, had a meeting a week, I think it was for a year, and I took classes along the way, and they want to make sure that you're serious about college and that you really want to do it and stuff. So I did that, and by doing that you're able to have cheaper price for getting your credits, which was really, really helpful to me. So I did Pathway. It changed my whole entire life, really. It changed my testimony and my changed my spiritual aspect, and I loved how they had the spiritual aspect with school together. So I really liked that, so I decided to go forward, and I got into BYU Idaho online. I was super, super nervous. I took a full like 12, 13 credits at a time, and I went full-time for school. Now, meanwhile, I was doing my YouTube channel and going full-time to school online, so I was really, really busy. I decided to just go for my generals at the beginning, and then I thought, well, maybe I should get into a program that has to do with psychology, and the only one they had online was marriage and family therapy. I got into it, and I was a little nervous about it just because it's really expensive, it's a lot of commitment, and I'm not really sure I wanted to do that. I've always wanted to do psychology that was more with like forensic psychology or criminal psychology or something like that. I never really wanted to do like a family type psychology. I'm like okay doing like one-on-one psychology, but not like family as in dealing with like children and CPS and things like that. So I thought, well, maybe I could be a social worker, so I'll do this. Kind of interested in doing social work. I know I'm sounding like I'm contradicting myself, but this is how my brain was working when I was deciding to do this program. I was kind of all over the place because I always thought when I did psychology I would do forensic or criminal, but then I started doing this and I started liking the idea of being a social worker. Started doing that program and I started doing some of the classes, and it made me realize right away that it wasn't for me. They had it. BYU Idaho has classes online in Pathways so that you can get your degree and start working right away. I didn't want to do that. I wanted to get my degree and then hopefully start a family and then work maybe after that. I wanted a degree just to have one and to be more educated and have my kids be more likely to grow up and go to college. I wanted it for a bunch of different reasons, but I didn't want to work straight out of college. So I realized it wasn't the right one for me because they had it set up to where after you did this program that you would have to like intern right away and then you would get a job. Like it would be like that, and that there was no other way to get the degree that would make sense. I told my husband that I really felt like this wasn't what I should be doing. And I was like crying. Like I felt that it wasn't something that I should be doing. It wasn't for me. And so I want to spend forever in college because I do want to start a family in the future and, you know, have a family and do that whole thing. We just bought a house. I'll put that vlog up in a card section too if you're interested. But there's a bunch of different reasons why I didn't want to do it. Go any further right now, but mostly it's because we want to start a family and get a house and everything. So after we have a family, I plan on going back to school. I'm not really sure what I want to do. I think I'll more than likely go to UNLV or something online and get a degree, but I love a few things. Like I have a few love interests. Number one, as you guys already know by the title of this channel, I love arts and crafts. This is my art room. It's set up. I love it to death. But I'm not really sure I want to make it a career in a way. Like I don't want to make it work. So I'm thinking that yes, I want to take some art classes just for fun, you know, but I don't really want to take, you know, and like get a degree in it and make it more of work. I don't know. I always thought about being like a cat therapist, you know, sort of like that, where you're like teaching and training cats. I love my cat, you know, and I've thought about doing that. I've always wanted to do psychology, so I think that when I go back to school after having kids and stuff, I'll more than likely go back to school and do psychology. Like I love psychology, I love writing, those are my two favorite things. I haven't really done writing in a long time, I need to get back at doing that. But I think that when I do go back, I will do psychology. I'm not sure if I want to, you know, go the whole billion yards and get my doctorate degree or something like that. I probably won't do that. But I could see myself getting a bachelor's degree and maybe a master's degree. But that's something I've always been interested in doing, so I might do that after I have kids and stuff and I'm like in my 50s or 40s or something, I might go back and do that. So I went to BYU, Idaho, and I graduated with my associate's degree in general studies, and I will have that vlog in the card section to my college experience with you guys. Mine started out in person but ended online, and I know for everybody it's different if they like online or they like in person more. I felt that with going in person that there was too many distractions and stuff. Like, I'm already married, I don't really want, you know, a guy in my life or anything because I already have my husband, you know what I mean? Like, I always felt like it was super social, like I had to be going out and partying and doing all that stuff when I'm just not that type of person and I'm already married, and you know what I mean? So for me it fit going online. But yeah, so if you guys have any questions that you want to ask me, I did a video about starting college tips. I'll have that in a card section too. If you have any questions about college or school or I don't know, anything, just leave them down below and I'll make sure to answer them right away. Or if you're shy and you want to message me the questions on YouTube or my Snowprincess Crafts Facebook page, you can too. I know there's a lot of people who don't want to share things visible online to people on the internet, so if you want to email me or something, go right ahead, I'll answer your questions. So I really hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I'll see you in my next video really soon. Bye!